Here's the frame for the Roycraft Packframe. Made it somewhat flat on this stick because it's going to be sitting right on my back right there. Now I just got to find some webbing or some straps that I can use to do my pack. There you go. It's kind of a quick and dirty job, but seems to work. I could put more cordage and have everything a little bit more secure. But, all right, throw this on my back. And I'm pretty much ready to go. The way I have it set up, if I pull this one up, it'll tighten. And then if I pull this one down, tight. Actually, not too bad. It's kind of cutting in because I don't have a coat on or anything. The straps are kind of cutting in, but I mean, okay, so the next part of the challenge, I got to do a shadow stick. So I'm just into my backyard here. Nice open spot. Sun's out. Put a stick in the ground. And the sun moves from east to west. So the shadow moves the opposite direction. So the first one I put will be west anyways. We'll do it and then you'll get general idea, I guess. There's my first stick. Shadow goes right there. Shadow, first stick. Now I've just got to wait 15 minutes for the shadow to move, and then add my second stick. This first stick I'll mark as west. Alright, so it's been 15 minutes, but unfortunately the sky is covering up. No more sun, no more shadows. I'll have to wait a little bit longer and hope that the clouds kind of clear off, or I'll have to start over again, I guess. I need at least a second stick. You know, my second stick is towards the east, and then that will give me my north-south line. Okay, it's now been 45 minutes. The sun is not very thick because of the clouds. It's not very bright, so I made my stick wider to create a bigger shadow. And so I don't know if you'll see it on the camera, but it's definitely going that way. So in 45 minutes, this is what moved. So we'll go with that and see what we have. I've got a compass to compare. If I've got west here, then I'll have east here. Oh, sun's coming out now. A little bit more. Try to show you the shadow. So I've got my west and east. If I can do a 90 degrees like that, I should have north, south, north on here, north, and then I should have south over here. Now I know for the challenge this technique is used when you do not have a compass, but since we're practicing, we're learning, we'll just compare the precision. So that's pretty good. I got, of course, on the compass the red points to the north. Couple degrees difference, but overall north is that way. Right, I'm just finishing a square lashing for the second set of the Roycraft Packframe. Re-listened to Dwayne Unger's video that's setting out the challenge for us, and he was actually requiring specific knots and lashings for the pack frame. When I originally heard pack frame, I figured Canadian jam knots, because that's the way that my friend John MacArthur showed me, and that I learned, and it saves up a lot of cordage. So instead of using like maybe 5-6 feet of cordage to make a square lashing or a diagonal lashing, you're only using maybe not even 1 foot of cordage. So it does save you some materials that way. There you go. I've got square lashing on both of the bottom sides. Square lashing. And then on the top I have my diagonal lashing. Very, very solid. Probably more solid than the Canadian jam knot, but it does require a lot more cordage. Here's the other pack frame with the Canadian jam knots. 1 cord going in. Alright guys, so I got my fire going. Next part of the challenge is to make some char cloth. So for that, I need some fire. And I'll show you what I got. So I put my cloth in this David's Tea tin can. I made a small hole. And what I got in here is I've got 100% cotton material. The hole there, hopefully that's not too big. So we'll put that in the fire, let that burn for, I don't know, a good 5-10 minutes, let it cool down, and then we should have some char cloth. Got a good amount of smoke coming out of my small hole that I made in the tin can. That should be a good sign. Once that stops smoking, I believe I should have a good amount of char cloth. Everything should be nicely blackened and charred. quite windy today. It's all covered up. The sky's all covered up today. Good thing I did the shadow stick yesterday, and the forecast for all week is all clouds and snow and alright, it's now been 10 minutes and there's almost no more smoke coming out of my hole. I don't want to over char it or over burn it. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm gonna call this bad boy done. It's in my backyard, so there's trucks going by. Keep this on here and let it cool down. Alright, let's see what we got in here. It's nicely charred on that side. Should work. Bottom's more charred. Transfer it in here for storage purposes. The bottom's very well charred. Let's see if we can get this to catch. Try this flint and steel. There she goes. Perfect. Alright, char cloth demo number 2, lower light. Perfect. Right, as you can see, guys, I built a Travois, so had to make it large enough to be able to put somebody on there. So to demo it, I'll just lie on it myself, put it over here in the steps and lie on it. Okay, so last part of the challenge was to make a pair of ranger beads, a set of ranger beads or pacing beads. So this is what I built. I have it integrated on my leather pouch here. The leather was wide enough to have enough friction. I'll kind of show you how it works. So to use this, you need to know what your pace is. And I measured my pace out. Mine is 63 centimeters. So each step that I take is 63 centimeters. Now that being said, to cover 100 meters, I have to take 158 paces. So how this works, there's a lot of different ways to use it. Each 158 paces that I do, I can lower one of these, and I got 9. So once they're all down, and then I bring them back up, that makes 10. So 100 meters times 10 is 1 kilometer. So then I would lower, I got 4 on the top, I would lower one of these, and then bring all of these back up to start over. And then I repeat the process 4 times, and then bring him back up the last time, and that'll give me so 100 meters times 10, that's 1 kilometer for each bead. So when you bring it back up, you'll have 5 kilometers distance covered. So that's just an example of basically using it. And so that is it for this week's challenge. I'll see you guys next week for week 11. Keep in mind, if you want to see the other challenges, they're all on my channel, week 1 to week 10 so far. Cheers guys, and have a good one. Bye.